to get going. Gotta catch those runners taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Welcome every morning. Welcome every morning. Welcome everybody. Good morning. Today's Wednesday, August 19th. The S&P futures are up 35 points. The NASDAQ is up 157. Russell up 23 and the Dow's up 255. Looks like the Russell is the strongest of the four, up about 0.75%. Gold's up over 2%. Silver's up almost 2%. Notes and bonds are green. 10-year yield down 1.1%. Oil's up about a third, natural gas up 3%, soybeans, wheat, and corn all green, euro and the pound are both up over 0.5%, Bitcoin up 0.5%, and the VIX falling down over 4%, currently at 15.16. Had a little pop in stocks right at 7:30. Was U.S. Treasury Department made an announcement about the long end bonds, long end curve. Market likey. Biggest individual stocks, SK Hynix up 6%, SNDK is up 4%, MSTR is up 2%, MU up 2%. So the cryptos are green, couple of chip stocks, memory stocks. Biggest red, Nebius is down 6%, AVGO down 2%, SMCI is red, so some of the chips are red, some are green. No 1DTE, Iron Condor today. As far as double calendars, I'm just going to watch. Just this environment has just not been very conducive to the old DCs, but we'll see. May get an opportunity later. I'm also going to I may look at some longer duration ones that I'll plan to hold for a day or two. But I'll check that out later. SPX has an expected range today of just under 28 points. Yeah, it's been a little tough sledding on the DCs. They'll have their time to shine again, though. I'm really liking these hedged iron condors that I've been posting about. For some reason, this thread doesn't display all the time, so if you haven't seen it, there's the link to the thread. It's a thread in the Transformer chat channel. So I'll be talking about more of those. I'll probably start kind of making those official and do like a class on those sometime in September. Yeah, mostly 1DTE. Sometime the day before. There's no specific time. And like the one that expired yesterday, so the one I should have put on Monday, I forgot to put it on before the close, so I ended up putting it on right at the open yesterday. So it had It was with 0 DTE options, so you can do that as well. A little bit of a dip in the Russell, kind of rejecting yesterday's high. Yeah, check out that thread, Django. Just go through the thread. Well, we had about a 16-point range in the SPX until the last 5 minutes. Kind of broke down a little bit lower to give us about a 20-point range. Let's see if we get more action today. Cryptos are pumping. Bitcoin's up above right at yesterday's high, but Circle's up 7% now. Just made a big push. MSTR's up almost 4. Coin up almost 3. PLTR, nice push. Tesla, nice push. Microsoft pushing a little bit. But the crypto's really the most strength this morning. Circle, the strongest of the cryptos. So the cryptos and Tesla and PLTR are the strongest. Meta week again, facing a potentially $1.4 trillion lawsuit. Netflix strong as well. Netflix continuing that strength ever since the earnings. The last quarterly earnings announcement. Tesla kind of rejecting. I guess more like chopping at previous day high. Apple trying to make a move. Chips a little weaker. AMD in the red. SMH down to unchanged. Intel in the red. SNDK about to go red. MU about to go red. I'm going to look at, I'm going to load up some PLTR calls. I would look at the 177.5s. I'm going to start a position in PLTR here right at previous day high. Filled at 212. Smaller size with room to add. NASDAQ rejecting previous day high a little bit. S&P coming down to its previous day high. Russell pushing lower. Put an order to scale out of some PLTR at 240. Filled. Wow. Just trying to get a little bit closer to highs of day, but it hit it. Tezzy, big rejection. Back down through lows. SpaceX coming down. Apple's getting stronger. Chips are getting beat up. No follow through in PLTR yet after that initial little bounce off previous day high. S&P now below previous day high. Apple pulling back to previous day high after showing some good relative strength. Hondo, where you at, Hondo? Hondo loves Apple. I don't see Hondo here today. Oh, yeah, there he is. What do you think, Hondo? Hondo's ignoring me. All right. PLTR is back down to previous day high. Need to hold here. Yeah, all good. Don't don't respond to me if you're in the middle of a trade. AVGO still falling. AMD down to previous day lows. Come on, PLTR. Hold strong. Shake off the weak haters. Russell's starting to bounce. S&P a little bit of a bounce off previous day high. Apple looking like it's trying to bounce off previous day high. PLTR right there.
Autofilled.
I'm going to add back into PLTR. Filled at 211 on that ad. Oh, that's not a good fill. But see if we can get another pop here. Apple ticked a new high. Tesla trying to reclaim previous day high. I'm going to scale into a little bit more PLTR here. Filled at 189. I'm still undersized as far as my normal position size, but that's good for now. If it breaks below, I'll cut. If we bounce, I'll scale. Apple pushing. Hondo, are you in? Lando's in. You followed me into PLTR. You picked the wrong horse, Hondo. You got to stick with what you know. See, Lando knew better than to follow me in. All right. May need to cut here if it doesn't bounce. SpaceX going through lows. Chips going through lows. I'm getting an error. I can't. Toss is frozen. Oh. I'm trying to get out of here. Trying to get out of PLTR here. All right, I'm out. 141. Darn, that was. I was trying to get out earlier. Toss was freezing on me. All right, so got a little first profit target and then added back in, so that's gonna be a red trade. Still smaller size. I'm just keeping my trade size smaller just because this price action has been not my favorite. Tesla, big rejection. NVIDIA going through yesterday's lows. Q's dropping through yesterday's lows. Nice, Lando. Oh, nice, Elliot. Of course, the UK guys going for London lows. Yeah, Apple.
Auto-filled.
Apple playing the safety. The safety stock in the face of weakness. Chips getting pounded. Nebius down 12%. Let's see, I forgot I did a... Where's Moel? Moel lied to me. He said Target was going down. Target's up 5%. Of course, Moel didn't show up today. Show your face, Moel. Cryptos are staying strong. Just kind of chopping after their initial push. Meta's trying to bounce. PLTR still falling. Yeah, you picked the right horse there, Lando. That's for sure. Tesla trying to bounce. Back in the green. S&P trying to get back above previous day high. Still within its pre-market range. NASDAQ broke below its pre-market range. Meta looks like it made a little liquidity sweep and rally. Apple going gangbusters. I mean, it's only up 1.67%, but all up since the open. Coinbase kind of chopping around previous day high. Same with iBit. Chips starting to get a little bounce. NASDAQ back up to previous day low. S&P, nice bounce back above previous day high. So we got the S&P staying fairly strong, NASDAQ weak with the chip weakness. Big banks are all a little bit red. Question is, for me, does NASDAQ have another leg lower? Little rejection of previous day low. Not a lot of confluence with the indices here. Elliot, are you still in MNQ? Or did you get your target? Got your target? Got it. I mean, the chips are going to have to stay weak if that's going to keep going down. Yeah, you can do any time frame you want. BB. I like going longer. You get there's a lot of more gamma exposure on the shorter duration you go, meaning the P&L swings will be much greater. And obviously you have less range for price to move around in. But yeah, you can do any time frame you want. S&P looks like it wants to potentially rip. NASDAQ retesting previous day low. Apple doesn't care, ripping through highs. All right, I'm gonna look at some QQQ puts. I'm gonna look at the 7-Elevens 0 DTE. Right here at previous day low. Get my first fill at 75 cents. Try to see if I can scalp a little bit of these under previous day low. Or we could just tank. That would work too. Try to scale out of some at 95. Filled. If Qs can go through lows, that would be nice. Chips kind of rolling over. Intel back through lows today. SMH down to lows. MU, AMD, SNDK all dipping a little bit. PLTR still going down. Apple still going up. SpaceX weak. Tesla trying to stay green. Netflix still going up. Netflix is up almost 3%. Q's just that little reaction off previous day low, but no follow through down to lows of day yet. Chips are staying pretty weak. Tesla trying to bounce. Q's just kind of chopping, eating my theta for breakfast.
Order cancelled. Order filled.
I've got an order to take some more off at $1.10, which is right at lows of day, if it can get down there. Be back in 1 minute. Grinding its way down. I need a flush. S&P back to previous day high. Chips are staying near lows. SMH is going through lows. So is Intel, SMCI, SNDK. Apple still near highs. Nvidia at lows. I'm going to move my next order to 105. I want to get out at lows of day here. Get out of some more. Come on, hit it. There we go. Filled at 105. Now let's see if we can get bloody. The lows from August 6th are kind of my next target in the Qs. It's a pretty decent drop. S&P now below previous day high. Take some more off at 140. Google all of a sudden coming to life. Going green, big bounce. Amazon also, Microsoft, Meta. So mags are starting to pump, but chips are still in the dump and moving lower. Google rejection at previous day high now. Quick push up, quick pullback. Q's putting in new lows, Russell putting in new lows. A little bit lower, we'll hit my 140. Got up to about 136. S&P back above previous day high. Q's a little bit of a bounce. Chips a little bit of a bounce. All right, I need the cues to reject back down here. I'm going to cut my remaining. Apple going through highs. PLTR finally bounced off a previous day low.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Watching, waiting, commiserating. I'm going to take a little ad in the cues here. Filled at 95 cents on those. If we bounce back up above that 715-ish area, I'll just cut it. I'm going to take that ad off at $1.20 if we keep going down. Back towards lows. Tesla hit previous day high again. It's rejected there a bunch of times. MU, AMD, all the chips, their little bounces keep getting pushed back down. All right, there's my fill at 120. Man, every little bounce just sucks the premium out of these 0 DTEers. SMCI is a chip that's starting to bounce. All right, one more flush, Q's. Need one more good flush out of you. We'll call it a morning. S&P still right at previous day high. Chips just kind of chopping at lows here. What I don't want to see is for the chips to all of a sudden catch a bid. Apple finally pulling back. Google still rejecting. Tesla trying to reclaim for about the 8th time. About to go through highs. All right, I'm just going to have to I want to give the cues a chance here, but starting to eat my premium with all these little choppy bounces. All right, I'm going to cut. All right, so we had the winner in the cues, and what was my loser? Oh yeah, PLTR. All right, all, that's a wrap for the stream. I'll be back for Power Hour. Gonna go handle some other trading stuff, and everybody have a good day. Talk to you soon.